Good morning and happy Friday. I wanted to start another video this week, and I'm sure we're all sick of it talking about COVID-19, but at the same time, it's such a big part of our lives that we can't ignore it either. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something that can be affecting a lot of people right now with their negativity or just circumstances and things that are changing. And really, for me, it's the belief that we should fight for our dreams. And that sort of came up because we're having to sort of reevaluate our lives at the moment and the way we live and making that difference. And it's a good time to slow down and stop and check in how everything's going, check in how we're doing, and maybe check in what you want to be achieving and what you want to be doing. Maybe business isn't as important, or maybe XYZ isn't as important and your family is, or the opportunities you're having now. And so I want you to really ask the question, so why do you do what you do? And that's with everything. That's not just business. That's with waking up in the morning. What drives you? Why do you wake up in the morning? What are you excited about? What do you do on the weekends? What do you do for work? What do you do for business? What do you do with your family? Why are you doing what you're doing? And being intentional about that. And I wanted to share a little story. It's just, I don't know, hopefully it helps share where I've been in my life. And so I've been building my own business since pretty much college. I started freelancing in college and built my business. So I've never really had a support system or other people in business and industry to work with. I've always just had to do it myself. And I've pretty much figured out a lot of it along the way. And that's why I do what I do now, is because I want to help people do that faster and not have to go through the journey I did. But I wanted to share a time when I wasn't really clear on my dreams. I knew I wanted to have a business. I wanted to be successful. Of course, I wanted to be able to make money and support myself too. But I wasn't really clear on the bigger picture. And that's sort of exactly what I was getting. I was getting lots of work, but no forward progression. I was just getting more and more work. I don't know about you, but that's also been part of the reason that times in my business where it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I just working my butt off and not really moving forward? Or why am I working my butt off and being so stressed out? So in the first 2 to 3 years of my business, actually, I was successful. I just kept building. I kept getting referrals. I kept growing clients. But after being in business for full time 1 year, I was just overwhelmed with work. I just had so much work, so many projects, and I loved it. But my life was a little bit crazy. People didn't see the life I was living, and I was so focused on work and all the projects I had to do. I was working 12 hours a day to get that completed. And it was okay. I was in my early 20s. I had plenty of energy. I didn't have a lot of didn't have family or other aspects to take care of. So I could focus on my business as my baby. But I would start working at 7 or 8 in the morning, go through till 5 p.m. because I felt like, oh, I need to work a 9 to 5. That's what people do. That's how they work. But I'm a night owl. And so I would then jump back on my computer after dinner. Maybe it was 6 or 7. Sometimes it wasn't until 10 when I just had this inspiration and I would just start working on projects. And I loved it because I wasn't being interrupted by emails or phone calls, and I was just being super productive at this time at night. But I felt like I had to be working the 9 to 5 in the morning for whatever reason. I have my business, I have to work these hours. But the evenings, I just got so much done. It was so productive, so effective. And the parts of the days I was just struggling, just pushing through. I mean, I need to be working right now. So just go work. You don't get time off. You don't get a break. And just repeating that cycle. There were even times I explored different sleep schedules. It's called the Everyman or the Dymaxion cycles, where you only get, you sleep in little chunks throughout the day. And once your body gets used to it, you barely need any sleep. Yeah, that was a little bit insane and screwed up my sleeping habits for months afterwards. But there was a time specifically when I remember for 3 months straight, I got maybe 4 hours of sleep max a night just because I had so much I was doing. It's hardly functional. I remember just walking down this carpeted hallway and just tripping all the time. And I'm like, my brain just isn't working anymore. I also remember is that family would be over, we'd be having dinner or something. And I'm like, okay, gotta go back to work. And I would just get back to work, or we'd all be sitting in the office or something, and I'd just be working while they're all talking, or saying no to getting together with friends in the evenings because I had too much work to do. So what was really happening is I hadn't set my goals specific enough. I was just creating work. Like, that's what I was wanting. I was getting what I wanted. I wanted work. I wanted to be busy. I wanted to be successful, but I wasn't creating a life. And I didn't know, I forgot, but I just knew this is what I wanted, and this is how I viewed success. And so now I've learned different habits. I've learned how to make priorities and how to, like, I love business and I love my business and helping my clients, but I also have learned balance and how to focus on other things and not just the success, because what you focus on is what you grows and what you achieve and receive. And it's that clarity of, what are your dreams and how are you fighting for them, and are you making them happen, or are you like, I want to do this but it's too hard and I'm just passing it up. So for me, what made the difference was learning to get accountability and support all the way through my business. I've had different business coaches or different support, and that's been the biggest thing for me, especially running the business myself, is having someone else, learning new skills, learning new talents, learning like brain science, learning success habits, having that accountability. Accountability is huge too. And so I worked with a coach. I gained focus for each day, and just how to have gratitude for all of the good in my life. And today I've learned what my main priorities are and how business is a part of that, and it's part of my priority every day, but it's not the end all be all. And I've created, and now one of my huge visions and goals is just to travel every single year and make that a priority. So I save money for it, I budget towards it, and I plan where I'm going to go. I track flights. So that's just one example of when you know what you want, you work towards it, you make plans, you take the steps to get there. And so what I love now is that, yeah, I can take naps during the day, or I go for a walk. If it's an amazing sunny day like it was yesterday, I take a break, or I rework my schedule so that I can then go out and enjoy what I love and make the most of the sunshine and the happiness and the joy. So I just have learned to change my priorities. I know my case may be a little bit extreme because I do have a lot of perfectionism. I have a lot of drive, and at the stage of life that I was at when I first started my business, I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities outside of taking care of myself. But many business owners often find themselves just waiting up, spending extra time in the evenings, jumping back into work, fitting it in all odd hours, getting up early. But I want you to just think, like, what is your goal? Is this, and are you correctly aligned with the goal that you want, the dream that you want? Having a successful business is great, but that shouldn't be your goal. You should have a reason for why you're building a successful business. So again, why do you do what you do? And have you stopped to consider that question? And again, why do you wake up in the morning? How do you wake up in the morning? Is it with dread, or is it excitement with what the day offers? You need to know the answer to your question, because it's your why. Why do you do what you do? Why are you going to keep pushing through when the going gets tough? When days like this happen, or when circumstances change that you could never expect. And I know you know this. You're smart. You're a successful businesswoman. But the thing is, and that was always the challenge, is you know it, but you don't always have the time to do it or the accountability to make sure that you do it. So why is that? And that's where I love to help my clients. In addition to accountability, I've created the systems that have gotten me to where I am today, but also taken systems and use things that have helped from other coaches and other trainings. And I'm constantly learning. I love to learn. I love to, like, how do we think? How are we successful? That sort of thing. And that's what I work with my clients on. So if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed in your business, do you sneak extra hours in and struggle to move forward? That's really, I love to work with people who have been where I've been, because then I know that I'm changing lives and I know the difference that I'm making. So reach out with a message or a call. You can go to my website, alyssawilliamson.com, And I'd love to just hear, why do you do what you do? Why do you run your business? What is the bigger vision and bigger picture? And maybe if it's a little bit unclear or you need that accountability, you know what you should be doing, but you're not doing it. That's what I'm here for.